The court is duty-bound to say this so that the victims may get closure insofar as the role played by him in this entire dark episode, which I had the total displeasure to live under for 6 weeks. For me, it certainly wasn't a happy ending.
A scathing judgment from Judge Mohammed Ismail here in the Johannesburg High Court, where 52-year-old Gerhard Ackerman has been standing trial for over 730 counts, including rape, sexual assault, attempted murder, and the sexual exploitation of minors. Today, he's been convicted of over 720 of those charges. Judge Ismail using the words cunning and a blatant liar to describe Ackerman. One of the bigger wins for the NPA is the conviction of attempted murder for Ackerman, in that he handed over a 14-year-old boy to now deceased acting judge and prominent lawyer Paul Kennedy while knowing that he was HIV positive. Ackerman knowingly allowed the boys to perform sexual acts on Kennedy. Despite having died by suicide last year, Kennedy has not been absolved of all responsibility. Judge Ismail has made a ruling against him, even as he is in the grave. While the NPA has celebrated today's win, spokesperson Pindim Jonondwana says this is not the end of the road in this particular case.
As I've indicated earlier on, that it was a remarkable judgment because legal professionals are expected to conduct themselves in a way that upholds the law. And senior counsel Paul Kennedy failed to do so. And he also played part in taking advantage of innocent children. And we know as South Africans that our children are faced with these challenges on a daily basis, and they therefore rely on us as a prosecution as well as our court to be their defense mechanism. And today we are pleased that as the prosecution as well as the judiciary, we've shown society that we are up to the task and that we will do everything in our power to ensure that our children are safe and they feel safe in society.
Even the very rich and the very powerful, like Advocate Paul Kennedy, will be held accountable even after their death. So not even death will absolve your legacy of this kind of behavior. And even though the judge said he agonized about that, the reason he eventually added that paragraph was to give the victims closure, to say that what was done to you was the adult's fault, not yours, no matter what justifications they used. So we really believe that all in all, it is a massive win for the confidence in the criminal justice system, as well as the fact that we are in a position now where we can say to victims, look, the courts do put victims first, which we very seldom see in this system.
The court heard from Ackerman's lawyer, Herman Alberts, that they are struggling to find a psychologist who will do a mental evaluation on Ackerman. However, Judge Ismail had very little patience with this regard. The matter has been postponed to the 18th of July for the psychologist's report to be presented in court. Judge Ismail has said that whether or not that report is ready, proceedings will continue. Eyewitness News at the Johannesburg High Court.